So here we go again. So the date of this recording is June 8th, 2020. And this is exactly 2 weeks after George Floyd was murdered by Derek Chauvin. And the title here says, it's on NBC News, Ku Klux Klan leader drove truck into crowd of peaceful protesters, Virginia officials say. These are the people that are peacefully protesting so that black people will not be killed by police officers, especially white police officers, without the officer being punished, meaning charged, convicted, and sentenced to prison. It says a Virginia man who allegedly drove his truck into a crowd of peaceful protesters over the weekend is an admitted leader of the Ku Klux Klan, officials said Monday. So, for the idiots who say that white privilege and white supremacy in this country is not real or that it is a myth, you're a damn liar. Because this man here is telling you he's a KKK leader and he drove his truck into a crowd. Now think about that. What kind of a mindset do you have to drive your truck into a crowd of peaceful protesters? That means you don't give a damn who you injure or kill. That's what that means. Because you want to let people know that you don't like the idea of white police officers and perhaps police officers in general, but especially white police officers. You don't like them being held accountable when they kill black people for no reason. Point blank, period. So, you must be out your damn mind if you think that that's going to be tolerated, because your blood can ooze out of your neck just like anyone else's can. Your brains can be blown out just like anybody else's brains have been blown out by you. So you deserve death. All right? In a statement, Henrico Commonwealth Attorney Shannon Taylor described the man, identified by NBC affiliate WWBT as Harry Rogers, 36, as a propagandist of Confederate ideology. You know, that Confederate flag that you all like to hold on to? It does represent slavery. The Confederacy, the South, in the Civil War, they fought for slavery, to keep black people as literal slaves on the plantation. All right? So the Confederate flag is bullshit. You understand? Now, a cursory glance at his social media and his own admissions to authorities revealed that he was a leader of the white supremacist group, she said. So it should be crystal clear that white supremacy in this country is a problem. Rogers has been charged with assault, battery, attempted malicious wounding, and felony vandalism in the Sunday night incident of North Downtown Richmond, she said. Authorities are also investigating whether hate crime charges should be brought against him, she said. I think hate crime charges are in order, especially for you liars who want to label black people. Notice I didn't say Black Lives Matter, because I'm not talking about that organization that's funded by George Soros. I'm talking about innocent, peaceful black people who are actually trying to protest to say that Black Lives Matter. I can't help it if your organization has been infiltrated by white people and by other people who are funding looting and rioting. I'm talking about people who actually care about black human beings. They're correct in saying that they want justice. Now, Rogers allegedly drove down a median before revving his engine and driving into the protesters, Taylor said. A person who was wounded in the incident doesn't appear to have serious injuries, she added. Well, that's a good thing for them, huh? Taylor noted that she participated in a different protest on the same day for equality and justice. Protesters acting peaceably, well within their constitutional rights of assembly, should not have to fear violence, she said. We lived through this in Charlottesville in 2017. I promise that this egregious criminal act will not go unpunished. A woman was killed and 19 people were injured after a car plowed into a crowd of people protesting a white nationalist rally in Charlottesville. The driver, James Fields, was sentenced to life in prison for federal hate crime charges last year. So, there's more here, but okay, I guess it's not that much. Yeah, I'll go ahead and finish that out. Rogers, who is being held without bond at the Henrico County Jail, made his first court appearance Monday. It wasn't clear if he entered a plea. His lawyer, George Townsend, didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. The incident comes amid widespread protest over the May 25th killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis. 4 police officers, including one who was captured on video with his knee in Floyd's neck for more than 8 minutes, have been charged in his death. Many of the demonstrations that swept across the U.S. cities in the 2 weeks since have been peaceful, though allegations of property destruction, looting, and violence have accompanied some of them. And they've also been accompanied by white boys on skateboards. Who comes to a protest on a skateboard if you really care about the issue at hand? Let me repeat that another way. Who comes to a protest skateboarding and having fun about an issue that really affects their people and their community? I'll tell you who. The same people who are looting, burning down shit, and trying to blame it on black people. There may be a few black people who are looting, but I know I've seen several videos with plenty of white people breaking windows, burning shit up, looting, but the media wants to blame it on black people. So I tell you what, all of you people that want to pretend that racism is not a problem, you look at this Ku Klux Klan leader right here who told you that he's one of their leaders and drove a truck into a crowd of peaceful protesters. That's why I told you yesterday, right? If you saw the video from June 7th, 2020, that peaceful protests don't work. And this is why. Because while you're peaceful protesting, racist, white supremacists will try to drive over you or shoot you, tear gas you, and kill your ass while you're trying to be nonviolent. So, I think the people who want peaceful protests, how about you start treating the protesters with that same nonviolence and peace? When you white people start practicing nonviolence, maybe we should practice nonviolence. But when you driving trucks into people, pulling guns on people, shooting people, stabbing people, spitting on people, breaking windows and dragging young men and women out of cars for nothing, and even knocking over your own elders. Yeah, you pushed a 75-year-old white man down and bust his head, right? Because he was protesting for black people. You understand? So they can have some rights. So you idiots are insane. You hate anybody who tries to hate black people. And so that's why your ass deserves whatever punishment you get, whether that be prison, whether that be injury, or whether that be death.